Hello students, welcome to the Smart World of Learning, a school of complete learning. So today we are going to read our chapter 4, air pressure. So it starts with a recalling of your previous learning, which is about trying an activity which shows air has weight, right? Okay, so if we move to geographical explanation, it's about like during an activity you saw that the balance stepped on the side of the full blown balloon. This shows that the air has weight. Anything that has weight exerts pressure on the thing that lies below it. Thus, the air in the atmosphere exerts pressure on the surface of the earth, and due to this air pressure, various phenomena like storms, precipitation, etc. occur in the atmosphere. There are variations in the air pressure. Air pressure is not uniform on all the places on the earth's surface. It keeps on changing from time to time. The altitude of a region, temperature of the air, and the amount of water vapor in the air are some factors influencing air pressure. Altitude of the region and air pressure. The portion of the dust in the air, water vapor, heavy gases, etc. is higher in the air closer to the surface of the earth. This proportion decreases with increasing altitude. As one moves higher and higher from the surface of earth, the air becomes thinner and thinner. And as a result, the air pressure decreases with the increasing altitude. So if we read about air temperature and air pressure, before reading we try out an activity. Take a flying lantern, tie an approximately 5-meter long thread to the flying lantern so that you can bring the lantern down whenever required. After the carefully reading the instructions given in the package of the lantern, open it and light the candle placed in it. Now observe what happens. Okay, as in the figures you can see that the teacher standing in between the students is opening the lantern and tying a thread to it, which is 5 meter long, and how they have blown it. So after some time, bring the lantern down with the help of the thread and put off the candle. Do this activity under the supervision of the teachers or the parents only. Okay, so see how this all happens. Okay, did the flying lantern start ascending immediately after the candle was lit? What would have happened to the flying lantern that had the candle got extinguished after the lantern had gone up in the air? If we see the geographical explanation, the air in the flying lantern gets heated once the candle is lit. The hot air expands, becomes lighter and starts moving up. Therefore, the lantern is also lifted up towards the sky. In nature too, a similar phenomenon occurs. Temperature and air pressure are closely related. Wherever the temperature is high, the air pressure is low. And as the temperature rises, the air gets heated, expands and becomes lighter. This lighter air in the vicinity of the earth's surface starts moving up towards the sky, and as a result the air pressure in such areas decreases. Just think about that, what will be the effect on air pressure if the temperature drops, and why that effect will happen. See the figures and can you tell? The figures are 4.2a is showing the temperature zones and 4.2b is showing about the pressure belts and the planetary winds. Just notice the pictures carefully. In the first picture there is North Pole, South Pole, the frigid zone, temperate zone, torrid zone, equator, again the temperate zone and the frigid zone. And in the next it is showing about the pressure belts and planetary winds, if you see. Okay, the light blue on the top and the bottom is about subpolar low pressure belts, and the dark blue below that is mid latitudinal high pressure belt. Okay, in middle is the equatorial low pressure belt. So temperate zones and the pressure belts are interrelated to each other, but the latitudinal extent of the temperate zones is much larger while pressure belts are narrower. If you see in figure 4.2 and 4.2b, as I made you see that, for example, the temperate zone extends from 23 degree 30 degree radian to 66 degree 30 degree radian. Compared to this, the air pressure belt has limited extent. It is generally up to 10 degree parallel. The uneven distribution of temperature influences the distribution of air pressure too. This leads to the formation of low and high pressure belts horizontally between the equator and the poles, if you see in figure 4.2b. Now observe figure 4.2a and b and answer the following question. See these pictures again for a while. Okay, so the questions are: which pressure belt is mainly found in the tropics? With which pressure belt are the polar winds associated? In which temperate zone are they observed? What could be the reason behind a low pressure belt in the tropics? With which pressure belts are the winds in the temperate zone associated? And write the latitudinal extent of the low pressure belts. Okay, so next we are reading about the pressure belts on the Earth's surface. The heat received from the sun is uneven in different regions. Hence, the distribution of the temperature is uneven from the equator to the poles, and as a result, the temperature zones are created. We have studied this in the previous class also. The equatorial low pressure belt. The sun rays can be perpendicular between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, so the temperature is higher in this region. Hence, air in this region gets heated, expands, becomes lighter and moves towards the sky. As this process operates continuously, a low pressure belts get formed in the central part of this region between the parallels 5 degree north and 5 degree south. Mid-latitudinal high pressure belts. The heated air becomes lighter, starts ascending, and after reaching higher altitudes, moves towards the polar region, that is towards the north and the south pole. Due to low temperatures at higher altitudes, the air cools down and becomes heavier. This heavier air descends down in both the hemisphere in the region between 25 degree to 35 degree parallels. This leads to the formation of high pressure belts in these parallels of latitudes in both the hemispheres. This air is dry, hence the region does not get rainfall. Consequently, most of the hot deserts on the earth are found in these regions. These regions, that is the figure 4.2b. Okay, subpolar low pressure belts. Due to Earth's curvature, the area between two parallels get reduced as we move towards the poles. This results in lesser friction of the air with the Earth's surface. Air in this region is thrown out because of this reduced friction and also because of the Earth's rotational motion. This leads to development of a low pressure belt. This condition is observed in the area between 55 degree and 65 degree parallels in both the hemispheres. Polar belts, polar high pressure belts. In both the polar regions, the temperature is below 0 degrees Celsius throughout the year. Hence, here the air is cold, and as a result, high pressure belts get formed. These are called polar high pressure belts. They generally occupy the area between 80 degree and 90 degree parallels in both the hemispheres. The duration and the intensity of sun rays varies during particular periods of the year in both the hemispheres, and as a result, the location of the temperature zones and the pressure belts dependent on the sun's heat also vary. This change is of the order of 5 degree to 7 degree towards the north in Uttarayan and 5 degree to 7 degree south in Dakshinayan. This is called the oscillation of pressure belts. Always remember The major difference between the temperature zone and pressure belt is that the temperature zones are continuous and are spread from the equator to the poles from torrid to frigid. Pressure belts are not continuous areas. Continuous and areas of high and low pressures are found in different regions from the equator to the poles. Effects of air pressure: origin of winds, generation of storms, and the third is conventional type of rain. Let's read about the isobars. What are the isobars? The line that joins the places of equal pressure on the map is called an isobar. If you see this figure, this one. In this figure is showing you the distribution of annual average pressure in the world, value of air pressure in millibars. See, it's showing you the equatorial low pressure, subpolar low pressure again, polar high pressure. This is a vast picture. So observe this picture whenever you get interested in this. So observe the map given above and study the distribution of air pressure. Consider the following points. The points you have to keep in mind during observing this is the nature of the isobars, high and low pressure belts and their latitudinal position, the direction of the isobars and the distance between the successive isobars over oceans and continents, comparison of the isobars in the northern and southern hemisphere. And do you know the air pressure of sea level is 1013.2 millibars. So there is a question for you. Use your brain power, okay? If there is low pressure at the equator, what will be the condition of air pressure in the Arctic zone? Think about it. Air pressure is measured in units of millibars. For this, an instrument called barometer is used. A barometer is an instrument which is used to measure the air pressure, and the air pressure at the Earth's surface is measured with this instrument. Okay, so an activity for you again. Study the temperature distribution map given in your standard 6th textbook and the pressure distribution map in this lesson to find the correlation between air temperature and air pressure. And do you know, all things in and on the earth stay earthbound because of the earth's gravity. This is the gravity of earth which keeps the thing bound to the earth. This includes air, which is in the gaseous form, and due to the earth's gravity, air is pulled to the earth's surface. That is why air pressure is maximum at sea level. Note that air exerts pressure on everything and everyone, including us. It is believed that the weight of the air column on any one person's head amounts to 1000 kg. Here it comes exercises for you. The first question is about giving reasons. First, you have to give reason for air pressure decreases with increasing altitude. And second is pressure belts oscillate. Okay. The second question is give short answers to the following question. First question is what effect does temperature have on air pressure? And second part is why is the subpolar low pressure belt formed? Question third is about writing notes. You have to write notes on mid-latitudinal high pressure belts and horizontal distribution of air pressure. The fourth question is about filling the gaps with the appropriate option given to you. The first is at higher altitude air becomes, and the options are thicker, thinner, hotter and more humid. Second is air pressure is expressed in millibars, millimeters, milliliters or milligrams. Third is about on the earth air pressure is uniform, uneven, high or low. The fourth part is the dash pressure belts spreads between 5 degree north and 5 degree south parallel. What pressure belts? Equatorial low, polar high, subpolar low, or mid latitudinal high. Fifth question is, how does a high pressure belt gets formed near 30 degree parallel, and why does this region have hot deserts? Question 6th is, draw a neat diagram showing pressure belts and label the diagram. So this was all in a chapter about the air pressure. Go through the chapter, read the concepts and understand them, and answer then the questions in your exercise. Okay, thank you.